He's clearly a power-hungry narcissist that has low self-control and high neuroticism. Not to mention his clear disregard for law and his dubious relationship with Epstein. He likes them young, after all. In many ways, what we're seeing in America can be compared and analyzed through a historical lens of almost any great empire, whether it be the French, or the parent of America, the British, or what I find the most intriguing, the Roman Empire. If America continues to follow the path of the Roman Empire, it will fail. Not because of states seceding. Rather, the wealthy will continue to consolidate power and wealth, as they're trying to do with AI right now, and have done in the medical industry, insurance industry, agriculture industry, information industry, social media, and mass communication platforms. Think TV, radio, news, streaming sites. Growing up, I was taught that the president couldn't have too much power because there were all these systems in place to prevent it. Trump and his administration have done us a huge favor in showing all of these loopholes that these systems have, so they can't actually put in the brakes. The judicial system is ignored, and in the case of ICE, completely avoided, and individuals in Congress are able to be paid so much through the normalization of lobbying. This shared interest of wealth and power keeps them together and makes them unwilling to hold each other accountable, as the founding fathers intended. While I'd argue there are ways to reduce the ability to lobby, there are plenty of methods and arguments to keep that in place, whether it be through crypto, cash, or services that induce wealth. Trump again was nice enough to show us just how easy it is to be blatantly corrupt. Another big issue is just how fragmented and divided the information landscape really is. You don't know what you don't know, and a lot of industries are heavily invested in keeping things this way. It makes them richer and influential. Instead, things such as despair, fear, and hopelessness are developed through these algorithms to reduce the likelihood of change, because if no one thinks change is possible, it isn't. That builds into why we see such political apathy, and simultaneously, aggressive support. Information companies are able to develop incredible profiles about us, and with AI, they have an even stronger and thorough force that sounds incredibly human and can get more information than how we scroll or what content we consume. That kind of information is priceless. It's pretty spooky when you lay it out like this. But the problems are clear, and that tends to be the biggest challenge when we face issues as a society. But since we understand the issue, and fundamentally we do, otherwise Trump wouldn't have worked so hard on lying about draining the swamp or being the man against the establishment, because people understand and they see that there needs to be systematic change. And Trump, thank you for helping me figure out the best first step. The time is right to introduce another head of state, an American prime minister. The president enjoys far too much power with the Congress behind him, and far too little without them. So, what is the best way for a prime minister to be the newest addition to government? First of all, the position would be filled by the opposing party to the president. So right now, we would have a Democratic prime minister. It was obvious to me, even as a kid, that giving a single person the power to anoint Supreme Court justices creates an incredible conflict of interest and a deep source of power. The Prime Minister would take over that duty. The Prime Minister must also sign off on any act of aggression and any sale of arms, whether it be domestic or abroad. The Prime Minister will have the duty to keep the President's party and their massive donors in check, because power corrupts even the greatest of individuals. The Prime Minister cannot and should not be impartial. Our founding fathers wanted that within our system of checks and balances, but look where we are now. At best, all I see is a failed honor system. My opponents will do anything to stop this from happening. They've enjoyed the power creep that's slowly been developed into the monstrosity we see today. You will hear anything from personal attacks on my character to blatant lies and conspiracies meant to bring me down. I look forward to that, because that means I'm right and they're scared of losing their stranglehold. But deep down, everyone knows the system is broken, and this is the first step that we can take to dilute their power and bring us back towards a system that works for everyone, not just the top 0.1%. If Donald Trump runs for a third term, I'll run for president too. Because if the rules don't matter for him, they don't matter for me either, right? Because at least I stand for equality and justice for all.